Hold on, all right, now we live. Good morning and welcome to She Speaks. I am Mareen and I am here to conduct this morning's conversation. We've got the beautiful and amazing Sabrina Sayers. She's going to be joining us from all the way over in Australia, I believe. Yeah, we're going to clarify all of that when we start the chat. But certainly we are live. We are live on our Facebook feed at the official page of Radio Caribbean International. We are also live via our YouTube channel. So you can go on over there, look for Radio Caribbean International. You can follow the live there as well. All right. For those of you who are on the frequency or you've got the app downloaded to your smartphone and you're on the move and you're tuned in, we appreciate it. Of course, if you can, we'd like and appreciate if you'd share the live to someone that might be inspired in some way, somehow, some fashion this morning through our conversation. Because at the end of the day, that's the main aim, to inspire by using some of our wonderful St. Lucian women who have been doing great things, basically. All right, we need to take a word from the First National Bank and Courts. They are our partners. And then when we come back, we start our conversation. Stay with us.
First National Bank acknowledges the significance and accountability associated with vehicle ownership. For this reason, we have partnered with leading insurers to provide our vehicle loan customers with motor vehicle insurance that is not only comprehensive but also affordable. Policies cover a wide range of scenarios, ensuring that whether it's a minor mishap or a major accident, you're protected without the worry of financial strain. This insurance is designed to integrate seamlessly into your lifestyle, safeguarding your journey without adding to your financial burdens. Our preferential rates are part of our commitment to ensuring that every customer can drive with peace of mind. We believe that safety on the road is a necessity, not a luxury. With First National Bank, you're not just a customer, you're part of a community that values your safety and financial well-being. First National Bank, here for you.
This is Ezra the Fun Machine and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with Courts ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Courts already cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with Courts ready cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply. Aye, aye, aye.
Well, good morning and welcome. Of course, we've got a lot of people. Come on, I need you guys. Need to see you guys. You should look like a little baby, you know, and you're doing so much. Let me go on and bring up my guest. She's there. Good morning, Sabs. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I am very, very impressed and I'm quite interesting. I'm very excited to start this conversation this morning. How are you? How is Australia? Is that where you're at, right?
Yes, I'm in Melbourne right now, and it's winter's starting, so it's a bit cold.
It's cold. Oh, wonderful. Now, Sabs, we need to find out a little bit more about you. You're a definite daughter of the soil. You're from St. Lucia. So tell us a little bit about your background here in St. Lucia.
Well, I actually worked at First National Bank, so I'll just say that. Shout out to First National. I worked there for 2 years.
Yeah, they are sponsors. That's right.
Yeah, before I started my school. So I started at Ave Maria, it was primary school, then went to St. Joseph's Convent, then went to A-level, spent 2 years working at the bank, and then got a scholarship, the Taiwanese scholarship. So did that for 5 years, and then for my master's, I got an Erasmus Mundus scholarship, which means that I was able to study in 3 different countries.
Wow!
And then I did my PhD.
So certainly, we are to conclude that you were definitely in academia. You were about that life.
I was kind of, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Tell me about growing up, though. I mean, what the childhood? What are some of the principles? What was the household like? What was it like for you as a child?
Yeah, so I grew up with my mom and my dad and my older sister at home. My dad was pretty much the person who would tell you, you have to go to school, and I was in so many after school lessons that it was pretty unbelievable. So at Ave Maria we had this shift program So I'd be in lessons if I was in class in the morning, be in lessons in the afternoon, and if I had like class in the afternoon, I'd be in lessons in the morning, and then that continued through convent as well. So I was always in these extra classes because of him. And then I was also he also really pushed me to be involved in lots of like after school programs, so like the Kids Safari from St. Lucia National Trust and whatnot. That was like really instrumental as part of my childhood. I didn't spend a lot of time outside, but
Okay.
yeah, a lot of time.
Was it entrenched in you, or was it things you had to adapt with? Was it things that you had contention with, or it was just okay? Daddy wanted that. Was there any a moment where you felt, oh, Daddy's pushing me a little too much, or it was already in you and you just went with the flow and it was all right? What
It
was
was
it like?
it was a bit of both in that I was definitely a daddy's girl and I used to follow him around. So I kind of like, took his word as gospel. But then at the same time, I was like, well, I'm already working very hard at school. Like, why do I have to be in extra lessons? But I still enjoyed like the social aspect of being in all the extra lessons and all that. Yeah.
All right. Would you take it back?
I
No.
I don't think I would because I feel like all of these experiences definitely like molded me and I made some good friends throughout those lessons. So I definitely wouldn't take it back.
Right.
Yeah.
So for a young person who might be in a position like that, where their parent or somebody that cares about them in that light is pushing them in that regard, what is one word of advice you would push out to them at this
Um,
juncture?
I think if your parents are open to talking and like maybe explaining their reasoning behind pushing you so much, it might help, guide the child because sometimes it's like, well, I'm already doing so well. Why are they pushing me? Or, and it's sometimes within you, you feel like you want to rebel. And I did do that at some points. But a conversation with your parents would definitely help you kind of figure out what's happening.
Right, wonderful. Now we need to take a word from your previous employers, and courts, and we'll be back. When we come back, we definitely need to talk about where you at right now, girl. You dabbling in drones, you know what I'm saying? So let's take a break from the First National Bank and also from courts, and we'll be back.
First National Bank is dedicated to providing financial security through our Creditor Life Insurance Scheme, designed to offer peace of mind in managing your loans and debts with us. We understand the stress that financial obligations can bring, especially in unforeseen circumstances. That's why our Creditor Life Insurance, offered at the best market rates, ensures that your First National Bank loans are covered, alleviating the worry for you and your loved ones. Our partnership with leading insurance providers means that you benefit from comprehensive coverage that is both affordable and reliable. We offer tailored solutions that fit your specific needs, ensuring that your financial legacy is protected. With First National Bank, you can be confident that your financial commitments are secure, giving you the freedom to focus on what matters most in life. First National Bank, here for you. Get the frames you love at Quartz Optical. Get 20% off single vision lenses and 25% off progressive lenses. Shop with no cash and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. Book your eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. We've got the frames you love only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer ends February 29th, 2024. Conditions apply.
Wonderful. Quite a number of people has jumped on the live, including Kiva Talium. She was on my case this morning. Jermaine Levi is there as well. Bernice Springer is there. Melanie Jacob, Jonathan Gerard. So quite a number of people is here and giving you some thumbs up. Dr. Sayers, of course, is our guest this morning. And yes, man, she is so interesting. Now, we went through all of that. And let's talk about... Let's jump. You got to jump with me because half an hour is not a lot of time. So let's jump now from St. Joseph Convent, the scholarships, to where we are right now. No, we're not reaching there yet. I want us to take into when did you realize that you were leading into that sort of environment? What is it? Is it technology or what sort of an?
It's like technical applications. So. I don't build the drones, I don't make them. I just have the license to fly them because it's really regulated here. But I got into it from my master's. So from my master's, I was using a lot of some of the data. Before my master's, I was a bit anti-drone because the exposure in St. Lucia was that, people would just be flying it randomly. Like you'd be at a fete and then you just see a drone pass by your head and be like,
Right.
and then when I started using the data, then I was like, oh, it's actually really interesting. And I was pushed into it with my PhD because my supervisor at the time really like she had the funding and everything to do a project with drones and mangroves. And I was into the mangroves. So I did that and then got hired to be a drone pilot while I was doing my PhD. So that enabled me to see all the other applications that you can
Wow.
like use them for. Yeah.
Wow. Was that all like at the time when did you had in your mind, did you plan this is where you wanted to the direction you wanted to go in? You were just there doing your PhD in what, by the way?
So my PhD would be in coastal biogeomorphology, which is a very big word for
Yeah, it's
just
long.
seeing how it's there. Just looking at how ecosystems, especially mangroves, actually change and alter the environment that they're in. Because of
Okay.
their presence on their coast, they actively modify the environment with like the action of waves and sediments and all of that. So to be able to study that, mangroves are really hard to work in. So like think of just walking in like knee deep mud and like how hard that would be. So then
Yeah.
we decided to try to use drones to see if we could get the same quality of information instead of being stuck in the mud, essentially.
Wow. Oh my. Listen, girl, we need more than more than half an hour to talk to you. So presently, what it is that you're actually commissioning? You're now very very instrumental in a lot of things. So let's talk
So
about it. I'm seeing things like Data Institute of Railway Technology. I've seen all kind of things popping up in front of me. So you need to just break it down for us because I am lost right now. As you can probably tell, there's a lot
yes.
of things that I don't understand. So you really you have to spoon feed me, and I'm sure a lot of my guests. But it's very vital, that we understand what it is that you're really into and how vital it is for sustenance and how probably it can enhance back home. You could probably look at ways in which what you're doing can probably sometime in the future benefit St. Lucia.
Yeah, definitely. So I studied at Monash University and I work at Monash currently. So my role at Monash, I have two. So one of them is to be the deputy chief remote pilot.
Oh my.
So essentially, um, when you fly drones here for commercial purposes, you need a license, and then you're called a remote pilot. So you have a license, and then there's someone within the organization that kind of handles the legislation and making sure that people are doing the flight safely and properly, etc.
Right.
So I am there to kind of help that person because sometimes because they're external, they don't really speak to a lot about pilots day to day. So I'm here to help with that and to help like write procedures, etc., and just to make sure that people are doing the right things when they fly. Because if they fly in a way that's unsafe, it puts the entire university's operations at risk. Because like the government here would depending on what happens, they might revoke our license to fly, and that would affect everyone across the university. So that's
Right.
one aspect. And the second aspect is that I just started as a data scientist at the Monash Institute of Railway Technology. So at that institute, they really look at railways. So whether it be looking at rolling stocks or looking at putting instrumentation on the trains to see how they work. And they're trying to enter that drone space and to use drones in some way to be able to enhance or enable train function. So whether it be if there's a derailment, then you can go out with a drone and capture some data. If you want to do some infrastructure modeling or some infrastructure inspections, then you can do that as well. Um, and looking at like the health of the track, etc. So just we're just starting. So we'll
Wow.
see how we can, get going in that space because it has been done in a lot of other countries, and I feel like Australia is just kind of starting out in some ways, and it can
Right.
kind of be improved. Yeah.
Well, this is so much happening there. I mean, are you grasping all of it? Because you go and study a little ecosystem, then okay, they tell you, all right, well, the drones go help you to do what you studied, this mangrove thing, and to go into the mangrove to make your work better. And here you are now commissioning, so many things where the drone is concerned and the the safe use of it. But it is also tied back to, you mentioned something earlier where you mentioned, the improper use of the drone. So I guess you are now adding purpose to the studies and everything, because you had your own contention with drone just popping up in front of you. So you would come, with that space and that background of having that knowledge and that, that sort of sensitivity to, like, people, the improper use of a drone and how it affects the normal person. So you are now able to add that to that space. Are you grasping all of this? Is all of this really tying in to where this is heading for you?
It's tying in, but at the same time, I'm kind of like going with the flow a bit. So last year I was working mostly with like geologists and whatnot, capturing their data in like earth sciences. And then now to be in the railway space is something that's very different and adds like another layer of safety, because now I have to think of not just like safety with the drone, but then safety in terms of operating along like railway corridors and everything. So it can be a bit, but I think I'm grasping it, and it's just being able to kind of separate the two. And I feel like even within the railway, people have licenses, but they may not be aware that, the rules have changed, because they have changed in the 5 years since I got my license.
Wow. So this is leaning more towards that side for you now, and are you okay with that? Are you okay to make that move, that shift to? Are you seeing the bigger picture there?
Yeah, I'm seeing a bigger picture, because I am tired, honestly, of walking through mangroves. If you've ever walked through mangrove mud, you'd understand what 5 years of walking through mangroves and, like, walking through the mud, dealing with the flies, all of that.
Yeah.
Like, they're great ecosystems, but it can wear on you. And that's what happens sometimes after a PhD, is that you spend 4 years dedicated to one thing. And sometimes, like, the passion for it kind of dies. And you have to try and take those skills that you learned from your PhD and maybe apply them somewhere else. And it's not uncommon to see that. You can see it both ways. Yeah. So it is tying it. Yeah.
I think it's going in the right direction. I think this is exactly where it needs to head. I think that little head on your shoulder, they have a lot of purpose to share to this world. Now, let's talk in terms of what are you doing now, and let's think. How do you ever consider, like, back home, and how it is that some of the things that you're learning and experiencing in that light, probably how it is that you can utilize, or it can be utilized back home to make some sort of a change or difference? How?
Yeah, so I think back home it would be two different things. So one would be just the safe use of it, especially at events.
Right.
Because everyone's excited, right? It's a flying camera. That's all we see. And these things actually do fall out of the sky. And if they do fall out of the sky, people can't get hurt. So even the lighter ones that may be I don't know, like 100 gram, a kilogram. So imagine a kilogram of flour falling from 50 meters on top of somebody's head, like, that kind of thing. And the other one would be that it is more than just a flying camera. So even if you take pictures, there are ways to, or videos sometimes, there are ways to process the data that you get and actually, like, take measurements. So for example, in construction, you'd be able to measure stockpiles. So instead of somebody going out and, like, measuring how much sand is left at, like, Reno or something, then they could measure that using a drone. You can do vegetation studies. There have been studies in St. Lucia that have been done by, like, external parties. And I have played around with a little bit of that data. So it would be good to kind of see some development in that space, and just really educating people on both ends. Yeah.
I saw recently, I'm not sure if it's a real thing, but I saw, social media, you have to be so wary. But I saw somewhere in Jamaica, and they were using drones to fertilize. Is that possible?
That is possible. So there are these massive drones. We just got one of them, but we're not using it for fertilizer. I think the one they were using looks like um, one of the slightly smaller ones. So there are different classes.
Wow.
And this one probably looks like it has a takeoff weight of probably 60 or 70 kilos.
It looks quite huge to me. Is there bigger ones?
There are bigger ones. The one we have has a total takeoff weight of 90 kilograms.
Aye.
So that's like a whole person,
Yeah.
like a grown man, just in the air. And it has these
Right.
tanks that you fill with the fertilizer, and it flies around, and it flies in this predetermined pattern to spray like fertilizer around, or if you want to spray some weedicide or whatever it is for whatever purpose. And they do a pretty good job, but they only fly for I think 15 minutes at a time. Because of
Right.
the flies, yeah.
Now you in the space, do you see this becoming something? Because if we now can use drones to fertilize, then there'll be so many other things now they can start using drones to do. What does that mean for, safety, space? I mean, how do we balance off all of that? Because people can start getting ideas. I'm getting a lot of ideas now. I see drones fertilizing my garden. Hello,
Yeah. So there are a lot of things. I think it's just dependent on the country to be able to put those rules in place and also ensure that people actually know those rules. So, for example, here you're not allowed to fly within 30 meters of a person. So, like, imagine there's a cylinder around you, 30 meters, right? You're in the middle of that, and no one can fly within 30 meters. So that even if they're flying at 100 meters above you, you're not allowed to fly over that person. You're not allowed to like fly over someone's property without their permission. And there's
Whoa.
like certain distances and stuff that you have to keep, just in case something happens. Because like, what if there's like some kind of failure? Like I've had instances where like a bird like struck one of the propellers and the drone came
Ah.
crashing down on top of a building,
Oh
and that
my.
was like a 6 kilogram drone just like falling out of the sky, right? So these things do happen. Um, so everyone has a lot of ideas, but it's always about the safety and the feasibility of them and keeping everyone kind of working towards the same thing, because drones will definitely be, well, they are very big now. It's like there are like package deliveries and like all that, and you kind of
Yes.
have to manage it because you have to deal with like airplanes as well and like helicopters and like all that kind of
Right.
logistics about around flying. Yeah.
What about say drones now in terms of privacy and human rights? Let's talk. Have you ventured into there in part of your experience
So
and
not
studies?
in the so I haven't like looked at anything, in depth in terms of like people using it for spying or whatever, but there are those rules. And it's really hard sometimes because it is sometimes you see it fly by and you can't tell who's flying it. So you can't like
Right.
really report it, which makes
Wow.
it hard. So that has to kind of the way that we kind of police that has to increase as well, because it's so easy to buy a small drone and just like go fly around somewhere. You can be like, people use it to spy on their neighbors, and you've seen that in like TV shows where
Yeah.
people just standing in their bedroom and someone's like using a drone to spy on them. Um so it's I think it'll be a collective thing where if you see someone doing the wrong thing, you like speak to them. Hopefully they don't react negatively to you and they like take on board what you're saying. And also, if you're thinking of getting one, then you ensure that you're using them in the right way.
Right. But do you see, with more influx of the possibilities that exist for drones, because you're dabbling in it, and it's making life a lot easier for you, and the important work that you can do, let's say in the railway, in the ecosystem, it is vital.
Yeah.
It so we do not want it to get to a point where we have to people get so irresponsible with it. So what is, as a young mind, have you been thinking along that, and somebody who thought in that light before, in the contention of a drone just flying over you in a fet, have it crossed your mind that maybe in the future they might have to do something like maybe have a way that you could really identify drones and like registered people must be registering drones, and then
Yeah.
there's a way that you could link the particular drone back to the registry? Is that possible, like planes rather?
Yeah, so I think some people have like thrown out the idea of having like an air services for drones. So in Australia, every drone that you use has to be registered, and that happens. Whether or not they actively track it, I don't think that's happening now. Like they're still, testing. There are like sometimes they have drone shows and there are fences so that other people can't fly the drone. So that's something that people use.
Right.
So it is kind of keeping up with the technology because, like, building a drone and being able to fly it is very different from being able to police it and being able to track
Yeah.
it. So there still are ways to track it. So, for example, someone took one of those agricultural drones and like was flying it with a kid hanging off of it, and they were able to track that person
Wow.
and like kill the drone. So they were never
Wow.
able to use that drone again. So
Okay,
there are
good.
ways of policing it. It's keeping up with the technology essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's refreshing. That's refreshing. Now we have about 4 minutes left. In wrapping up, is there anything you'd like to share with us? I mean, there's young people that are probably listening to you and getting excited because the Gen Zs. These are the kind of things that they're into, and it might sound quite exciting to them. Anything you want to throw out there about something that they need to know, or so maybe a myth they might have, apart from the excitement of wanting to get involved, what they should know about what it is you do.
So I don't know. I don't know if I should take it to the drones or take it to school. So
You could go anywhere with it, or you could do both. Why not?
okay, so with school, because I've been able to study in so many different countries, I'd say don't just limit yourself to studying in the UK or the US or Canada. If there are opportunities for you to be able to get a scholarship or, find a way to study somewhere else, it really kind of broadens your horizon, which is what happened with me. And in terms of drone use, if you're thinking of, getting a drone or doing whatever, just make sure that you're doing it mindfully. I know there aren't any laws in St. Lucia right now, but you just have to be mindful. Like, how would you feel if you were standing in your backyard and you just saw someone's drone fly by, or if you were on the beach and someone was just flying a drone above your head? How would you feel? So, just keeping people in mind when you do like find the interesting toys to play with.
Absolutely. Sabrina, Dr. Sabrina, let me get it right. We are so proud of you. Well, I'm not even Lucia that I'm proud. So can you imagine how your fellow Lucians are feeling right now? So certainly you keep going, girl, and you keep inspiring, and you keep, just reaching. Because you are brilliant, and we appreciate that. Thank you for
Thanks so
joining
much,
us.
guys. No worries. Thanks for
And
having me.
she's so calm. She's so humbled about it. You know what I'm saying? She's so sweet. Are you planning to come home anytime soon? I'd love to meet you in person.
Hopefully, I haven't been home since 2018, so
Oh, not
the
too
plan
long.
is to be home by the end of this year.
Are you a carnival? You don't look like you know carnival pussy. Do you like carnival?
I done carnival like
Girl, well, come on for
yeah.
carnival now. Let me play a mass now. Carnival gonna be good this year.
That's
Right.
what
So,
I was hoping. Maybe next year for carnival, but hopefully for Christmas this year.
oh, well, when you get here, please don't be a stranger. All right. I'd love to
I
meet
won't.
you personally.
Thank you
Have a
very much for
wonderful
having me.
one. All
You
right,
too.
love. Take care. Wow, she's lovely, isn't it? She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's lovely. I love her. Lucia, that is only on not proud. Watch them. Only a little proud. If you see them, darling, in the comment section, they're proud. And I totally agree. Have a wonderful one. Bye, subs.
Bye.
Nice. Wonderful. Guys, oh gosh, she's lovely, isn't it? Oh, she's lovely. I like her. Oh, you like, but she is. Well, I'm glad because normally when you have people that are so into the techie world, they normally in this little thing, they're like. So I'm glad she's balanced. There's something about Caribbeanism and balance that goes with me. So the fact that she's brains and she's bacchanal and beauty, I like it. All the bees, I love it, certainly. All right, well, it's 11 o'clock and that's what we got to wrap up for today, guys. You were amazing. The guest was amazing. You, the viewers and the engagers were so amazing. Let's do it again next Tuesday where we have another amazing St. Lucian woman with the hope of inspiring I mean, that's certainly some inspiration this morning. Who'd have thought? From a little island, a little dot, and there you are now, commissioning things that, in the world of technology. This is beautiful. All right, so let's do it again. Thank you to the First National Bank. And yeah, if you missed the first part, you've missed the fact that she was also employed with the First National Bank before she traveled for 2 years. So that's quite wonderful this morning as well. So big up First National Bank and also Courts.
Home is a haven of comfort and memories, and at First National Bank, we understand the emotional and financial investment it represents. That's why our home insurance policies offered to our mortgage loan customers through our trusted partners are designed to be both comprehensive and financially considerate. These policies cover a myriad of events, from natural disasters to burglary and theft, offering you the best protection without the stress of high costs. We are committed to providing a sense of security that extends beyond the physical aspects of your home. Our goal is to ensure that every customer has the peace of mind that comes with knowing that their home is well protected without the pressure of overwhelming insurance costs. With First National Bank, safeguarding your home is not just affordable, it's a reflection of our commitment to your well-being and financial peace of mind. First National Bank, here for you.
Nice to see you again. Hey people, this is Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with Courts ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Courts already cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with Courts ready cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply. Aye, aye, aye.
Oh, I've got this feeling to high five the sun, dancing.